Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm trying to recreate Cruel Summer by Bananarama. It's an old 80s song. It's a really dope bass line in it that I like, so been working on that. I just wanted the main part of the bass line and some type of synth bass. I don't know what they're using exactly. I'm trying a few different instruments out with the JX10, which can be found in the instrument folder. So here's what I got so far. I just wanted that main part of it. So I forget which one that one was, but here's the bass clarinet. And there's the notes if you want to copy them or anything. I just thought it was a really dope bass line. It feels like it's kind of sliding, but I actually zoomed in and I shortened up a lot of the notes. I made a lot of them not touch, and I think that worked a little bit. And the BPM for this song is 106. It's 106 beats per minute. So it looks like Bandpass went in and messed it up again. So I'm still perfecting it. There, I think this one is probably a saw bass. I just forgot to label it. It's kind of more metallic, a little bit closer to the original song. So there's the bass line, and then I got most of the piano melody down. I did not do this with the MIDI chord pack. I did it all off just watching YouTube videos and listening to the song. And let's zoom out a lot here. So I don't think I have the right piano. Like I said, I was just trying to get the melody down, but these notes are pretty much all good except for the very end, which I think I didn't quite finish it. This part right here, I didn't quite finish it, but let's take a listen. So this is the piano melody in the beginning of Cruel Summer by Bananarama. So right here, I think is where it messed up, and I was almost done. This is almost where the loop ends and it restarts. It took me a long time. It was pretty difficult, but so this part right here, I know I missed a few notes, and I think there might be one or two things off, but that's pretty much it. I can't zoom out any farther to show all the keys in one shot, but this is the beginning right here. And I don't even know why I started doing this. I just kind of I started working on the bass line and then I just kept going. But, so that's that one. And then there's also a little steady kind of piano melody in the song. And I don't have that down yet, but let's take a listen. Now, if you heard the song, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm still working on this part. and then it has like a real verby snare in the song. It's kind of like a very light snare, but it's verby and it's light, but it still cuts through the sound. You can still hear it. So I'm trying to duplicate that. So let's go into the snare. It might even be a clap. It's really hard to tell. Loading, it's always loading. Okay, so I have a few different snares and a few claps going here. I put a lot of reverb on it. I turned down the decay. Looks like there's some M-verb on this one. I think I put that there on accident. M-verb is basically like reverb. It's just a little more like dramatic and larger. Kind of has a larger echo. It expands. It spreads out farther. It gives it a more dramatic, kind of ghostly feel. I use M-verb on a lot. It's not really needed for this snare. So I'm just trying to get the snare down right now. So here's the snare that I got. It looks like in the original song there's kind of like a verby snare, and then there's like some shakers, and there might even be like a woodfish. I think that's what they're called. Woodfish, that old instrument, like the wooden instrument where you rub a stick across it. So let's get. So right now I'm leaning towards the snare 4 and these two maybe. I think the thick clap is still a little bit too large for like, because the original song, the snare is very light, and they even have like a breath snare too in there. They kind of switch up the snares. But I'm still kind of working on it, perfecting it. It's definitely not the original, close to the original snare at all. I'm actually still working on everything. Even the JX10 is not, because I don't know what they used. If it's like a saw bass or a square bass in the original Bananarama song. If anyone knows like what they actually used, that would be super helpful, because then I can go into the JX10 and actually use the correct instrument or the synth to make the bass. Right now I'm just winging it. So here's the. So I think that's the square bass, so that's what it sounds like. So if it's not actually a square bass in the original song, I'd really like to know that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to capture that bass line. It's one of like my favorite bass lines. It's pretty simple to do. And if you actually want the keys, I showed it in the beginning of the video. And it's just the main bass line. It's not like the whole bass line in the entire song. It's just the main part that I wanted. Just that really like cold, hard bass line part. That's a really versatile bass as well, like the synth basses, and they're using like a lot of like modern hip hop, especially like Detroit Bay Area stuff, even old Bay Area stuff like E40, Too Short. They use a lot of that synth bass. They called it like mob bass, but so yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. That's my incomplete version of Bananarama on Bandpass, and if you have any information about the actual song where I can get closer to recreating it, please leave it in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later on the